Alright guys, so we're back at it. Got another tiny map game, another free-for-all. We got Fogonero, Alejandro MG, and Miguel Angel here today. Two Atlantean, well, two Chronos picks, and a Hades pick. It'll be quite scary. I think Chronos is one of the best late game. Early on, I think Gaia's more annoying to deal with because they've got oh, this is nice. The Sentinels can actually harass the town center while out of range of it. That's OP, man. Sentinels strong. So Hades and Chronos. It's an interesting matchup. Hades, Chronos, sorry. So these guys have Prometheus on the way at the exact same time. Both having gone up to 2 citizens. Beauty of Hero citizens, you got that slight bit more health. I think they might even have a slight amount more build speed. I could be wrong though. They are bigger though, so it is a little bit more annoying to micro them. But Nero's going to garrison back out, just buying himself a bit of build space and interrupting his opponent's wall off. But these guys both waiting for an age up. A lot of houses here for our Addy players. 3 already for Alejandro that are safe. 2 there for Fogonero that haven't really been focused down, but this third one was probably going to fall pretty... I was going to say pretty quickly, but now that it's built, it takes a lot less damage than when it was actually in construction. Yeah, they've got a 95% pierce armor when they're built. When they're not built, I don't think they've got any of it. 30% hack armor as well, so melee also not as effective, but certainly more effective than ranged are. Sentinels take the same sort of damage. Treated as a building because they're in a mobile, well, sentry unit. So Miguel Angel breaking out, but he is going to lose one of his sentinels for his troubles. And he's used the Pestilence ability, so he's managed to disable all of his opponent's military buildings as such. Really only got temples at the moment, but well, this barracks as well also interrupted. An upgrade's going through on it though. So I think that'll actually, even if it was to run to 100% with Pestilence on, the upgrade would go through, but then the next unit wouldn't start training. Got some towers here for both our Chronos players, mostly in way of each other, while towering for Miguel Angel's a little bit more neutral. He's managed to spawn right on the corner, while Fogonero's right in the middle, and Alejandro's a little bit slightly more offset from the corner, so I think Miguel Angel's got a slight advantage here in terms of his overall space. Cyclops is going to fall, and now another Mamilo going to Hero, so it's going to fall even quicker before the military base is going to go down. The military barracks. He needs a good repair on it though. Temple fallen there, but I think that might have just been deleted actually in favour of Alejandro being able to get a market. He can use his behemoth to try and focus down some of these houses. In fact, both of the Chronos players going for the houses of the Hades player. Fogonero just having a look to see if he could potentially have a crack at that mana from the corner, but he's unfortunately not able to. So he might be best off trying to focus down this house or the range to stop Miguel Angel really starting to macro up now because he's got 3 ranges out. He's going to go towards his market. Obviously, Alejandro's managed to get his already finished, and is doing a switch to Palace. So Fogonero and Alejandro, pretty similar timings on their Atlas age up here. While Miguel Angel, he's really only just able to go to his heroic age now, so his mythic age now, but he's also getting architects before, so this actually makes his all buildings tankier. I was going to say it makes his town center tankier, but it actually makes every building tankier. Really handy upgrade to try and squeeze in here, even though it delays things a little for him. He's still got enough fills to build at least what he wants to build for the minute. So what does he have in... Oh, that was... I thought that was in the tower, but that flag was actually on the archery range. Well, he's just disrupting this palace from going up, but there is a citizen actually building it off to the side. So there's 3 citizens out for Fogo Nero, I believe. While... Oh, there is 3 here for Alejandro as well. So the Greek player is actually the one with a huge villager deficit over his opponent. 1 health on that villager. That's really rough. Whew. And the Vills are both going to get nabbed before they manage to garrison into the town centre. Nice attempt there, but not quick enough. So the first implode, Alejandro is being used. And Fogo Nero still has one up his sleeve. So he could possibly, if he's got vision over here, he might be able to just pop it here and get away with it, not damaging anything of his. Really messing with Miguel Angel. Not so much Fogo Nero. Oh, there we go. So these buildings of Miguel Angel's are going to be under a lot of threat with this going down. As well as Alejandro's villages are going to fall, and that second palace is going to get taken out before it finishes off. So there's already 2 palaces up for Fogo Nero. Maybe I take it back. Being in the corner is now not such an advantage because Fogo Nero had the space to squeeze double palace in. None of his opponents have been that lucky so far. So Miguel Angel, no fortress of yet for him. 1 palace here for Alejandro. Miguel Angel going to be able to use his earthquake predominantly on Fogo Nero though. So both his Atlantean opponents going to really cop it. That Greek power kicking in last and really weathering both of these Atlantean players down. And while the Greek player is stuck on only a range and a town centre, he's sort of got nothing to siege his opponents. So Fogo Nero is going to use his opportunity to really pressure Alejandro in the meantime, and at least snipe this palace, and then maybe focus the range and the towers. You might even go for the TC first to the other Chronos player, just to make sure, because he's that far ahead of both players here, but the closer player would be Miguel Angel at the moment. So both of those going down though, because Alejandro's managed to go for some destroyers. So these guys, as much as they are a infantry siege unit, they will actually smack the fire siphons in a fight. As they can sit here and tank range damage all day and just slowly whittle down these fire siphons. But there's certainly still a bit more built up here for Fogo Nero at the moment. And he does have the 2 citizens to the 1 of Alejandro. Well, that's a big villager boom up here for the Greek player. While they are a little squishier and don't build as quickly, the villagers are going to pop out a lot quicker than individual citizens, so it's a lot easier to actually have multiple buildings in tangent and really do building blocking. So an armory going up here as well, just so Miguel Angel can really bring his human units as far forward as he can. And on top of that, a switch back to ranges, because Gastras can actually outrange the palaces, I believe. Yeah, they do outrange palaces. So Gastras actually outrange static defense, and on top of that, they're a great anti-infantry unit and just a good general range unit to have. Although destroyers, perfect amount of pierce armor, because these guys are designed to be a great siege unit. So I think the fire siphons can take out the buildings pretty quickly, while the Gastras aren't going to do a huge amount of damage to them either, because fire siphons, again, being a siege unit, great pierce damage for them. Well, there's not really anything in the way of crush armor for the Gastras, I don't think. So quick recovery here from Miguel Angel for Alejandro though. He's managed to get back up to 2 palaces. He's going to fit in some manas so he can squeeze out some more of these destroyers. But both of our Chronos players aren't able to use their convert power at the moment, which is always a nifty thing to have when you're just getting outnumbered on the field. The Tox coming out. Do they train slightly faster than the Gastras or something? It's just in this situation they're not quite as useful, but this first palace, Alejandro's gonna go down. Fogo Nero still has plenty of space up his sleeve though. He'll try and squeeze in a barracks up here if he can, but there's stacks of destroyers there for Alejandro now. cramming in mass destroyer at this stage. It's working really. Oh, he's used his convert on the siege, the fire siphon, but it was pretty much dead anyway. He might as well have waited for the next one to come out. And as soon as he does, Michelangelo uses his curse and converts a whole bunch of destroyers into piggies and a big flood of his own ranged units right now. He could even have that villager just repairing that and then oh, he couldn't garrison in there. Oh, he could garrison here, garrison there, and bring her out. So that she's not really trapped. The Gastras are though. This villager, she's just being useless. Repair the fucking archery range, get in that, and repair that one. Come on, it's not tough. So all of Miggle's villagers are just sort of sitting around at the moment. He's got one of them trying to reinforce up the guard tower, but given his Gastrophides transition, I think he's in a great spot to just constantly chip away at the enemy structures. He's going to focus down Alejandro's main town center, well, only town center, and force a huge amount of repair, but it's not going to be enough. The mass of Gastras, it's just too many. There's 17 out now. I switched to Murmillos from Fuego Nero, but I don't know if they're going to be able to take down the Gastra Ball. For some reason I thought I heard Bronze go off there. I was going to say, if that being used on the Gastras, this would be over. But there is plenty of Murmillos here, but again, they're not a anti-cav unit as anti-range unit as such. I think they're just like a more anti-cav infantry up against an anti-infantry and anti-structure archer. Really tough game. So Fuego now is going to have to try and take out as many Gastras as he can before this town center goes down, because he's going to have to spend a lot of time trying to replace the TC. Both our Addy players still have all their citizens left, so really they can try and repair through and work together to tear down the Gastra Ball, because there is only one range left producing those at the moment. So we've got some Cantarius, so these guys are actually kitted out to deal with archers, and being Cavs, they're not going to really cop it from an anti-inf ranged unit. Alejandro is making it really hard for either of these Addy players to just restabilize. There's no palaces and there's no production at all left for Alejandro at this point. So it's really just between Fuego Nero and Miguel Angel for the minute. He's still just chipping away at the palaces just to make sure that it doesn't finish up too early, because he wants to take out one or two of these barracks before these Cantarius force him to have to transition from a mass range composition into something else. But Miguel Angel's close. If he can hold on here, he may just be able to do it, because he's got just enough range that he's only going to have to deal with 3 barracks production from here. But the palace finishes for Alejandro. In the meantime, he's going to get that settlement up. He's going to try. Yeah, he's going to try and go for another palace behind all this, but he's got that main settlement. I mean, he's stopped making the settlement, keeping the palace alive for now. Only 4 Gastras, so he is going to be able to repair through this, and with a fire siphon, he can turn this around on that range. In the meantime, Fuego Nero's got on back up to 4 barracks, got his palace on the way as well. Not quite enough build speed to get it up yet. Miguel Angel's going to try and repair his range through all this. So, guys, who's going to 2v1 who here? Because these guys have got amazing sustain through all this as these civs. But Fuego Nero's really managed to build back up on half the map, and if he can get this palace up, I think he might have what he needs to shut down Miguel Angel and take this game, because in the meantime, Alejandro is really just relying on the single fire siphon and single palace to keep him in the game. The palace and fire siphon both fallen. Going to garrison the Vills and try and get this settlement finished, but it does get interrupted because now we're back up to 3 range production from Miguel Angel versus the 4 racks production here for Fuego Nero, who's a mix of Arcus and Cantarius, so this is probably what he really needs to deal with the Gastras. So Palace finishing off, and did he just deleted his armory because he doesn't need any more upgrades, so he's getting a 5th barracks on top of the palace. His town center will finish back up behind all this. So no doubt he'll have more villagers in the queue, more citizens. He's up to 5 of them at the moment. Well, there's the 3 here for Alejandro, but Alejandro has nothing left. He's just got to try building, but it looks like Fogo Nero is actually going to be able to take his town center at this stage. The citizens are gonna fall. So Alejandro has been eliminated from... Oh, that's some crafty micro there. But yeah, he's going to be eliminated from the game. Unfortunately, Alejandro is out, and we've got Fogo Nero versus Miguel Angel. Miguel Angel has so many Gastras at the moment. 25, going to be able to take down that fortress with ease. He's got towers creeping forward everywhere. That the Gentile is not even to disrupt the villager there. And so the gas just going to creep forward and try and rush down the buildings ASAP, I think. Is the plan. Oh no, they're just going to focus down the army first. Oh, bit of a overextend from Miguel Angel there. He probably should have just chipped down one of the barracks. Yeah, it's a bit of a missed micro there, but he's now... I think he's far enough ahead, he can pretty much two-shot these Raxes, as well as kill most of this army, even though it's mostly counter units at this point. But the 3-range production, backed up with these towers as well. It's very hard for Fogo Nero to actually try and surround this comp, and now he's lost half the Raxes, so... Another one gonna fall. I think this will be the GG, guys. And well played.